Back to this now. Higher Education Minister Buti Manamela says NSFAS has managed to allocate funds to over 30,000 students who had their studies blocked due to non-payment. Manamela says the scheme will issue a circular to assist students and service providers who were impacted by the shortfall. Let's chat more about this with Dr. Baleni from the Ali Mazrui Center for Higher Education Studies. A very good afternoon to you, Dr. Baleni. Thanks very much for your time. The minister did try to put a positive spin to this, but only to a point.
Good afternoon, Prof. And good afternoon to the viewers. You're right. You actually started where I thought I was also going to start, to say, on paper, the minister sounded very upfront. He sounded very organized. His speech was very informed. But the question is, it is the same university. It is the same universities, the same NSFAS. Probably the only new thing is him and the first-year students. But beyond that, we're not very sure, beyond the paper, whether that is going to be, whether universities are going to be read in a different way, because it is still the same universities, the same system. So there's bigger question to be asked.
Yes, well, I mean, by his own admission, the scheme is still at risk, but one wonders why those issues have not been attended to, because when the matric results came out at the beginning of this year, everyone agreed that they expected the numbers to go up, but that wasn't followed by proper budgeting and planning for these new students.
Certainly, Prof. I think the challenge is that the ministry is overwhelmed because the numbers keep on increasing and the demand keeps on also increasing. Unemployment rates, I mean, so almost every year we're getting more numbers of people who are not able to pay fees for their children, because unemployment is also a problem. So I think it is quite a very difficult space where the ministry finds itself in, and it's not going to be an easy thing to really turn the corner, although the minister would have said quite a lot of soundingly good things, but I'm not so sure whether that is going to be quite implementable.
But then add to that the problems that NSFAS clearly has of not being able to process students properly, in part due to its own administrative inefficiencies.
Yes, that has always been the challenge, Prof. That's why I was saying I'm not so sure whether 2026 is going to be any different, because this is the same NSFAS system that has always failed students. The system would have a situation where students are delayed confirmation and universities cannot wait. You'll find that some universities do not have the financial muscle to allow students to be on the system while waiting for disbursement of funds to happen. If that be the case, you'll find that even accommodation providers are also not able to do that because they do not know when they are going to be paid. So I'm not so sure whether this time around things are going to be cracked. I'm not very sure, but we'll wait and see.
What do you think, the state kind of misses in this whole problem? In other words, where are they really missing the point? Is it a budgetary issue?
No, I think.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah.
Can I go?
Yes.
I think it's not a single problem, Bravo, because the state can have funds and they have a budget to be able to deal with the numbers, because the projections we had that how many students are they looking forward to try and support. But even if the funds are there, how many times have we had situations where universities at times have unspent funds, where NSFAS itself has not been able to disperse funds? So you have the state, we have its its administrative unit of NSFAS. You have the university system on the other side. You have students as applicants who at times also delay to provide the required information to be able to be processed on time. You have accommodation service providers who are also at times very new in the system. So there's always those challenges that there's quite a lot of disharmony along the system, and all stakeholders at times think their own way. Things are not very harmonized in the system.
Can we reduce it, or would it be fair to reduce it to lack of political will?
I do not think so, Pravuyo, because if you look at what the minister said in terms of the funding that NSFAS, that the state actually put into NSFAS, it's a lot of billions. And I think in terms of political will, the funding is there. But as to the system itself, I'm not so sure whether it is internal in the universities, where at times other universities are not able to run with the academic year when students' funds are not dispersed. So you really don't know where the problem is. And I think because the minister spoke of a new intervention, I think he called it something like a war room or something like that, where he said he's going to pull in a lot of stakeholders so that whenever there's a problem or they try to think together, to sit around maybe in a boardroom and actually thresh out things, probably that can see a different ball game. But otherwise, from where we sit currently, things are happening in silos, and I don't think the system is really harmonized.
Well, we shall see whether indeed he wins. In other words, he implements what he has been promising, what he promised people this morning, being the new broom that he is, and having been in this space for quite some time. Hopefully, he will ring in the changes that are necessary for a problem we've had for a number of years now.